My name's Kenneth Bird. My company is Christie Technology Screens. I told you I like to change it up when we do our demonstrations. We don't like to be stuck in the same environment every day. You know what I mean? I like to change it up a little bit. So we are in the max out zone. This is an area where we go at to test screens at to make sure they're working properly, because I don't see the point of testing a screen in an ambient light controlled environment, number one, because it's in the dark. You're starting off all testing in the dark to begin with, and that's not good. That's why we do a lot of our testing, or all of our testing down here, because in this environment, doing a little Van Gogh artwork, live artwork, in this environment, the lighting is extremely harsh, which means, we got to test Old Faithful. Old Faithful we have this 1,000 lumen projector. If you don't know what Old Faithful is, that's our 1,000 lumen projector, 720p. But as I said before, I don't understand how people call themselves doing tests in an environment that's already ambient light controlled. That's not good. So the problem you're going to have with that environment that's already ambient light controlled and you're doing testing there to begin with, what happens when you get into an environment that doesn't have ambient light control? That's where you're going to start having all sorts of problems. And this is the reason why we take a lot of the gray screen paint products and certified screens. Even in normal lighting, they wash out extremely fast. Now, how bad would it be for a gray screen paint down here? Pretty bad, especially next to this technology right here. So this right here, if you haven't heard, this is an advanced ambient light rejection. This is the 39 Extreme Black Widow. This is actually darker than the Black Widow itself. Just to give you an idea, we had this one of the screens laying up against here. This is the 38, and over here we have the 39. But anyway, the screen produces a much more higher white level, which we designed it with a much more better advanced heightener technology. It produces amazing color. Gaming applications on this thing is freaking amazing. And for those of you who are gamers, you're going to be casual, hardcore, contrast is everything. I don't know how in the world someone's gaming off a gray screen at the end of the day. It's not going to pull up too well. But as I said before, people say, well, you guys develop gray screens? Yeah, we do develop gray screens, but our gray screens can be gunmetal screens, dark gunmetal screens. So we have that contrast shifting technology, which allows our gray screens to pull up a heavier contrast level. But at the end of the day, I still like the black screens. But if we're going to develop a gray screen paint, sure enough, it's going to be better than everybody else's. You know that from the door by seeing the LT gunmetal. What did I say? If I'm going to develop a gray screen, it's going to be better than everybody else's, and the LT gunmetal is a beast. All right, so let's begin on our demonstration here. Wallpaper surface, which we coated using the fiberglass, using our screen paint over here. And as you can see, 10 times more light than what we use in the ultra short through demonstration. And that screen itself was down here also too for testing. So let's begin with a little, oh man, that just came out of my freaking video. Yes, I did.
You can now get anything delivered with Uber Eats.
Into a commercial.
But take it from me, that doesn't mean you can eat anything you get.
Oh, please stop those commercials. Now, a few people are asking us, how is the wallpaper screen maintaining up there with 2 clips? Actually, we're using one of those photo background drops for hanging up the screen, which, like I said, all amazing ideas come from God, because I always had a hard time trying to figure out where am I going to hang the screen at, because I was going to lay it flat on the wall, and we don't have any more wall space in here. And just the Lord popped this idea in my head, and boom, and man, it's a fantastic way to go when displaying the screen. And when I get done with it, I can roll it up and stick it in the corner when I'm done with it. Now, if you're going to be using wallpaper surface as a way of designing your projection screen when using this our formula, we do suggest you make sure your wall is perfectly flat, because remember, this is a very flexible, thin surface. It will curve to your wall. And show the light we have in the environment, nice and bright. Now, the projector we're using in the demonstration, of course, is our Christie LW401, which is a 720p projector. Price tag I paid for when I got it was around $270. And of course, no calibrating, none of that. Where my subs are on. I had to disconnect my subs yesterday because they're putting the subs upstairs for the floor, for the sound to come to the floor. And these were activating downstairs for some reason. See how beautiful that looks? Absolutely amazing. And again, like I said, usually when most people are using commercial lighting, they're going to be using projectors of high caliber. They're going to use 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 lumens because they're going to be in a well-lit area. Problem you're going to have with that is, again, as I said before, the more lumens you have coming out of the projector making contact with the gray surface, the faster it's going to wash out. As we displayed upstairs in the dedicated theater room with a 5,000 lumen Christie, that gray screen washed out. No matter what we hit it with, it washed out. It can't pick up. So if you want the most superior technology for your screen, gunmetal is not going to be the way to go. The best is going to be this black technology right here. Now, I saw some other demonstrations on here I'm going to check out too. I want to see this image right here. I love this image, it's stunning. Now, a lot of ideas we got from people about using the black technology. Again, we're able to do it on a Pico projector upstairs with no problem, fully lit environment. At around, I think the Pico projector is 150 lumens. We have people inquiring about using this for live art displays for their galleries. You know how much kind of lighting it's going to be in a live art display? A lot of lighting. And if a screen can barely maintain in an everyday environment, it's not going to survive in any form of business environment whatsoever. Nobody in their right mind is going to darken their business or their environment for a screen. You just might as well get a TV. All right, let's come over here. I love this screen so much. This screen is absolutely gorgeous. Oh, subs are activated. I wonder if they were on or not. LG OLED demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
Only two things are forever: love and Liberty Mutual customizing your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. I'll see you later, right?
$270 projector. That's it. That's why I see people on these forum sites spending all this money for these overpriced, expensive projectors because, again, they need the projectors because the screens can't do what they're supposed to do. And here we are on $270. So the technology we have now is for pre-order on the website. Official launch date is going to be on the 29th is when we're going to launch the 39. This is going to come with free worldwide shipping, no surcharge fees, none of that. We're going to charge you free shipping, give everybody free shipping. We ship anywhere in the world for free. So that way you don't have to worry about you got to pay for the screen paint and turn around and pay money for shipping. You don't want to go through that. I figure if someone's investing in the time into buying our products, why not put shipping in for free? Now, as I said before, we put a heightener technology into it to allow the screen to produce a much more higher white level, which is very important when it comes to black screens. You have to be able to produce that white level. And some people think white levels are only for whiteness, snow. No, the white levels pertain to everything. Everything, even your colors have something to do with white levels. Even contrast, your colors have something to do with it. That's why we have screens that are washing out so badly against this technology, is because they're not producing enough contrast. That's the problem they're going through. Come over here and sit down, relax a little bit. I want to get the gray screen for this. I want to show you the transition of what you go through with gray screens. I think I left it upstairs somewhere. I'll be back. I gotta show you that too. Woo! So, woo! I want to do this transition real quick on here. There we go. Where is my remote controls? So back remote controls. Okay. So this is the transition we're going to do. Remember when I explained that upstairs is what we call, for us, it's normal lighting. For everybody else who's not used to being in those kind of the lighting upstairs, they consider that to be extreme lighting upstairs. Now that's everyday normal lighting. The problem is when you do demonstrations in these dark contrast environments, this is why you have issues in normal lighting. That's why your screens wash out. This is why when someone gets hold of their product, and the first thing they'll say is, you're going to have to calibrate your projector. You might need this particular model. You might need to up your lumen count, all that stuff like that. And that's the worst thing you want to do with a gray screen. You don't want to upload your lumen count because, again, more light making contact with the screen. So they work well with venue projectors? No, they do not work well with venue projectors. They wash out. They can't pick up a contrast level. That environment's going to have to be darkened a little bit in order for that screen to accept some kind of image. Or to do a display outside, and a lot of churches are now doing displays outside because of COVID. There's no way in the world that screen is going to pick up. When I see people who have black screens on their phones are black. When they get VR glasses, they want that black OLED for those deep dark levels. PC monitors, they want that dark level. But your projection screen is gray. How does that work? You need contrast. Contrast is very important. You buy a projector, they don't talk about your white levels. They talk about the contrast levels. Extremely important. Now, the demonstrations that we've seen on other people falsifying black technology is we see this really black spot in the middle of the screen. It's interesting when we have a screen like Network Grade 773, as light as it is, how our screen is not giving up that same kind of image. So the whole entire screen itself should be completely black where you can't see it, and that should be the only one actually producing that image. Like I said, that's the reason why we haven't got any orders yet. Now we've already been outside. If you go to the website, you'll notice that the product says, is the product available? Yeah, it is available. So when you go, it's for pre-order. Now the pre-order, when we launch it, we only have a certain amount in the shopping cart. We're only doing 50 in the shopping cart, and then after that, we'll make some more after we go along from there. We always start anytime we do pre-orders at 50 in the cart. As for outside applications, well, we did that one. We did that one right off the bat. Now you go into the website, you click on the shopping cart, you will see these pictures right here on display in a max out zone, somewhere where gray screen can't go, and you'll see the demonstrations of the screen outside. If you're going to make claims at the end of the day for people that are selling screen paints that your products work outside, I don't want to see a projection screen with nothing on saying, oh, it's outside. I want to see an actual image, star fill, contrast, colors, white levels, everything. Some people put some pretty colors on us that we're doing. No. Now I'm going to take some picture shots of this gray screen right here. I'm going to post this onto the website and explaining why you don't want to go near a gray screen product. So as you can see how the technology is maintaining its colors with no problem. And you can see how the gray screen is constantly washing out. Anytime you get that tannish discoloration look to it, that means the gray screen's having issues picking up. Now the sad thing about this is that when I see these demonstrations on these gray screens outside, and you see the image washing out really, really bad, they still consider that to be an acceptable picture, because as long as you can see the object, it ain't got to be the best picture in the world. It could be the most horrible picture you've seen in your entire life. But as long as they can see a trace of an image there, they consider that to be passable. We, on the other hand, consider that to be a complete fail. That screen should pull up the same way as it does inside your house. There's no excuses for it. We can do that on a whopping 250-inch screen, same projector we're using right here behind us at 25 feet back. And we can do that demonstration easily. So you should be to see that screen from corner to corner. No discoloration, nothing. Black levels, white levels, colors, all should pick up perfectly. And you should be doing on a projector that should cost you under $500. If that's what they consider to be passable. It's not a passable, it's a complete fail. That's why we developed this. Any technology we develop, there's no anywhere I'm gonna go outside, watch the screen get washed out and go, oh, it's good. They can still see it. All right, let's pass it. No. Let's go to the transition, which I want to do. I like the one when the girl comes up, they show the dark beach scenery first, and then we transfer over into the night scenery and then back into bright colors again, which I do like it on this part right here. Oh, let's get these reds in here. Ooh, wait till you see this. This is going to be interesting. Watch this. Told you. I sat there and told you, bar none. They can't see color. They can't pick it up. Mind you, we're on an uncalibrated projector. Now, understand this, I know we're going to people preaching about how, well, that's not our product. Let me explain something to you. A gunmetal can't even hold its weight against this screen. So you can understand where gray screen paints will never ever be to touch this technology on no level whatsoever, or none of our screens. This is why we had those stack of certified sitting over there on the shelf. Those certified screens, 18, 9, 12, 13, 14, whatever it may be, that we throw against these screens, they can't even touch the technology. They can't match it. So if you haven't done any tests against those certified piles we have up there on the top of that shelf, how are you going to claim to beat that? That screen can easily take out Any certified screen, even gunmetal, light, whatever it may be, you can take it out with no problem. So how can you compete with a technology that's designed to do that when you haven't even begun the test? Not enough alone in the environment we're sitting in of doing those demonstrations. Same thing on your gunmetal screens up there. Ambient light controlled environment, high power projectors. How about you lighten up that environment, go get yourself a 720p projector and then do the demonstration again and see what happens. Not going to go so well. You're not going to get the colors that you wanted. They bring a professional in to calibrate those projectors. A professional, they get the colors tweaked just right. We don't calibrate jack over here. So how do you compete against a technology that, bottom line, is number one, produces a 100% contrast level, can maintain an image in a fully lit environment, something that black screens are not designed to do, and can do it on a projector of 720p with a price tag that costs me $270. No calibrating, no special billions of colors and none of that stuff. No, just basic 2012 discontinued model, and it does all that crazy stuff at the end of the day. So yeah, even if your screen paint's a little bit darker, whatever it may be, it's not going to beat this tech right here at the end of the day. Because again, our screen paints can take out gunmetal screens. And if you can't beat a gunmetal, you're not getting past this. No, you're definitely not going to get past it. So it just gives you something to think about. Because I know we get people out there saying, well, it's not my product. Yeah, if your product matched that network gray in any way, it could be a bump off, it could be a hiccup of a difference, your screen's going to fail against this tech. And they're smart enough. They're smart enough not to go against it. I've got certified companies right now that won't give us sample sheets. We ordered 2 different sample sheets from 2 different companies, never got them. They know what they're looking at. So usually from them, we don't get anything back at all. The samples just don't get here. The gray screen paint products, well, the ones we did do, we just get money back. That's pretty much it. And a bunch of Karen calls. That's it. That's what we get. When giving them a point to buy directly from us, we don't hear anything else after that. So if they were so terrified of a 38 enough to falsify and fake demonstrations, how much more you're going to be even terrified of a 39 that's even darker, that produces a much higher white level, better color. And it can do it on a projector that costs $270, 720p. We haven't even hit the screen with a 1080p projector yet. The screen upstairs that we display is not a 39 or a 38, it's a 38 acoustic screen. That's what that surface is. And that turns that into a white sheet of paper upstairs. Here we go. Here's a transition. This is what I want to tell you. This is something that gray screens will never show you in their demonstrations. They'll keep it on the bright colors because that's the best they'll be able to do, and they'll keep the environment dark and the high-end projectors. Again, if they want to sit there and argue about the high-end projector theory, well, here's the thing. We gave you a 1-year swap out for 720p. You didn't do it, so guess what? Yeah, that's done. That's case is closed. You don't have nothing to argue with that. We don't have that problem. We're using nothing but 720p's. But I'm going to show you. They keep it. When I watch a demonstration, the first thing you hear me say is, where's the contrast levels? Where's the contrast levels? Where's the contrast levels? They will skip this completely. They have a better chance of showing these bright colors. Well, guess what shows bright colors too? Network Gray 773 does the exact same thing. It can show bright colors. So this screen's going to transition. It's going to show it's bright. It's going to transfer into dark, and it's going to come back into bright. And it's still going to maintain. Where that screen in the middle is going to fluctuate and change. Right, even with all those bright colors on there, look, the blue is not coming up correctly. The screen is off because it can't accept color. Now we're going to transfer into the black levels, and you'll see the screen having a difficult time. It's having a difficult time picking up basic colors. Watch when we switch over into contrast. So that screen is supposed to remain black. That background is supposed to transfer into black. Pulls up the nice bright colors. As you can see, the blues aren't matching with the screen because this gray screen can't pick up the colors. So the colors are all going to be off. It's going to have to be in a darker environment to pick up something somewhat decent. And even upstairs doesn't do too well. But anyway, as you can see, look at the transition. We go from transition on the black technology from bright, beautiful colors and then we transfer into black. What happens to the gray screen? This is why the gray screens went obsolete when the gunmetals came out, because the gunmetals can actually maintain a darker contrast level and better color. The whole purpose of the gray screen, for those of you who develop gray screen paint, so you can understand what you are talking about before you get on camera and you start talking, understand what your product was about before you start speaking. Do you know the reason of the gray screen? The gray screen was designed to be an upgrade and a better version of a white screen. Why? Because a white screen produces poor color and poor contrast. With the gray screen, you have the ability to have a slighter, better color and slighter, better contrast than the white screen. When the gunmetal technology raised its head and came up and made itself known, now you have a surface that is super dark that can maintain better contrast, something you were trying to achieve with the gray screen over the white screen. Do you understand what I'm getting at here? And I'm talking about my customers, y'all learning I'm talking to y'all. Now I'm not talking to you that way. I'm not belittling you. I'm talking about these hobbyists out here who want to talk about gray screen paint products and have no idea what they're talking about when they get on camera. That's the reason why that product exists. Because people got tired of the white, bland, washed out image of a white screen and converted over to this gray paint. They had something called the YouTube paint. It was a product that came out. Nobody knows who made it, but anyway, it was on YouTube. And everybody was following behind that particular paint. And as people went along, they added their two stuff to it. And you had all these different versions of gray screen paints all over, and about 9 years back. So that's where that came from, to improve contrast and color with, now they knew the white levels were going to drop. That's automatically going to happen. I don't know why they scream about these white levels. Pure white levels come from white screens. If you take a gray screen, I don't care what shade it is, it's always going to come out ivory no matter what, because it can't produce the 100% white level. But anyway, that was the upgrade for the white screen. Now, Black Diamond pops up. Shows off this screen. I never forget the demonstration. He takes this sample sheet and he moves it around. And everywhere he moves that sample sheet at that blue, boom, pops on that screen. Contrast, color, pops. And it's still maintaining a bright enough image to be able to pull off the colors and everything else. Now, of course, he's not going to be able to match the white levels. No, he's not going to be able to do that. But he's showing an image that's watchable, which means you can see everything crystal clear. As you're seeing all the neon lights and everything crystal clear, that's all black technology has to do. It has to be to show the image. White screens, yes, were threatened by gray screens. And they used all different things. Well, we pick up white snow levels and this and that and the other, and they go back in history, how far they've been back. They were threatened by the gray screen. Now, the gray screen is threatened by the gunmetal, because the gunmetal comes out, it has a reflective surface, it can pick up its white levels, it can pick up its contrast, it can pick up its color, and it produces better than the gray screen. But the problem with the gunmetal is it's expensive, very expensive. So, you got that error right there. Now, if they made the gunmetal a little reasonable, these wouldn't even exist, or neither would the white screens exist, but gunmetals, unfortunately, are very expensive. Now, you have black technology. Black technology produces a better contrast level than a gunmetal screen, because a gunmetal's desire was to build and have a better contrast level than the gray screens. Contrast screen, black screens can produce better color because they pick up deeper and richer colors. And we also too can maintain our white levels. That's why my screen, when tested, we don't pick out certain certified screens to make our screens look good. We actually go in and we get the whole 18 or 19, which means in my test demonstrations, we've got the Seymour 81.3, we got the matinee silver and matinee black, we got all these silver bright screens, we got mid-level gray screens, we got gunmetal, we got everything thrown in there to show you that no matter what color complexion these screens are going to be at the end of the day, this technology will take it over with no problem. Where we see with these gray screen paints, they will get a screen close enough to the color of their product so that way they don't have too much of a struggle. We see all that. But y'all can't do a transition. You can't do a transition in a fully lit environment because your screen will wash out. You have to be stuck to a dark environment, which I'm kind of surprised with the gunmetal screens, because I would expect a lot better from them due to the fact that it is a darker screen. And it does have an issue in fully lit environments because how do you say ambient light control when all the environments that I see are basically are ambient light controlled? Though I do want to find out what surface they used in the P2. what screen are we using there, because that area was well lit. I mean, it was very well lit. I'm very impressed by that demonstration they did. Very impressed by it. Whew, man. And it just tells you at the end of the day why you have to have that high-end screen, because again, unless your product can back it up, you're going to be in the dark, just like all the demonstrations we see under the P2. Go do the research for yourself. Find out and try to see anybody can match that promo demonstration they did. Yeah, not too many. Because you know what? I guarantee you, sitting behind that projector was a very expensive screen. But they don't, I don't think they told, I'm going to go over and look and see if they put in the information, because I don't want to say something that's not true. I'm going to do some more research on that, because I'm curious to know what they had in there. I guarantee it wasn't black. Most likely, for ultra short throws demonstrations, they lean toward more like gray or silver screens. But the problem you have with that, like I said, they didn't show any contrast levels on the screen, which actually gave me a, bit of a red flag. So now you see the transition, you see where the screen's picking up its red, you see where it's picking up that black level, and the gray screen's picking up nothing. It's sad because when I watch a lot of these demonstrations of people who call themselves selling screen paint products, they don't explain nothing in their demonstrations because they don't know anything about their products. That's why. Sorry, they don't. They can't tell you why and how the projector's doing this and doing that. They can't explain any of that to you because they don't know what they're talking about. So when I saw the demonstration, and I'm sorry we got to bring this up, we're not going to mention this. We don't want to taint our video. The fellow who had the Batman on the plexiglass display for the customer, do you see that tannish look to the screen? That's not supposed to be there. When you see those black bars come up, you're supposed to see black bars here, and the contrast and everything's supposed to pull up in the middle. That's what you're supposed to see. If that screen shows any of that tannish look to it like this, that is a complete fail. That means the screen's having a difficult time registering color and contrast. You're not supposed to get that. That's why I say it's a sad thing, because people literally think this is the normal. No, it is not the normal. It's not. Go to our website, look at that 250-inch screen on display, look at my screens outside. Look how they look at the end of the day. I go to forum sites and I watch people post demonstrations. I go, no, your screen's not supposed to look this way. This is the way it's supposed to look. They're blown away because they're not used to seeing that. They're used to seeing these washed out screens and they accept it. It's not supposed to look that way, people. You're being bamboozled. These companies are out there telling you, you got to do this. Ambient light controlled environment, AKA my screen can't be seen in a fully lit environment. Calibrating, we can't pick up color. There you go. And if you want to get that high contrast, you want to pick up a somewhat decent contrast level, not black, shades of gray, you're going to spend some money for a projector. The contrast is not going to be free, as I told you. They're going to charge you for it. You spend a couple grand. Look at all the light we have in here. Now we're on a 4,000 lumen projector. We got all this light in the environment, and that screen is still washed out in the middle. So we're going to be talking about that too. We got plenty of venues in here. We're going to talk about why you do not use gray screen paints or white screens for venue projectors. They're horrible in business. Don't use them. They will wash out. Matter of fact, we're using venue right now. So the one thing I love about this technology, because you see me paint this on, one code application, no insane instructions, and at the end of the day, you can turn anything you want into an OLED light projection screen. Go over to eBay, go buy one of them $68 92-inch motorized projection screens, turn that to a black screen. We got over here a sheet of fiberglass, in which my piece of fiberglass cost me 28 bucks. It's a $28 sheet of fiberglass turned into that because of that technology. And with that technology, I know that when I paint my screen in, it's going to be far better than a $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000 projection screen. So you are literally painting a $5,000 screen literally on your wall with this technology. Now, for those of you who make the great products, understand this. If you feel your product should be in the same price range as ours, which ours is very low at that, then you go out and you do an 18 screen certified against gunmetal high-end screens, and don't forget the black diamond, and you do that in the environment I'm sitting in right now, and you pull up your image, and you don't do just colors. I want to see color patterns, reds, blues, greens, yellows. I want to see a solid black contrast screen. You match the exact same thing we do. And if you can't, well, guess what? You don't deserve to be on that level. If you match that house paint over there, guess what your product is worth at the end of the day? Less than $6 a quart. So as you can see in the transition, how the screen, changed out of that. We wanted this transition, as you see the screen went to those like bright colors, transfer over to the contrast. As you can see, the gray screen was having difficult picking up. Let's go pull up one of these right here. This is an OLED demonstration. This is one of the things we do it with our LT gunmetal because it has a shifting technology, but I prefer, if I'm gonna do an OLED demonstration, to be on a 100% black screen, because that's what that demonstration was designed for. The OLED demonstrations were designed not for projectors, they were designed for an OLED TV that is actually designed to be super jet black. Well, I have people sit there and say, well, you know, all I gotta do is up my contrast level on my projector. More money, that's what you're gonna be spending. Now we're going to have this technology in 48s only. There is no point, sorry about that. There's no point in basically making that in anything else. 48 is going to paint a screen from 100-inch all the way to 170-inch screen. That's a lot to get out of a surface. Screen painter can do that, but we've already did the test on 48s, and they can paint up to a 180-inch screen. We have a 180-inch over there. We're going to drop it down here, which will have no problem, because the last time I put this paint down, we put it on an 84, and I had so much paint left over, I literally ended up painting in 150-inch. We had runoff on the screen, so I don't automatically want to be to get 180-inch easy. But go paint it in. And do it today? I guess we'll do it today. I got a gallon on me, so a gallon is going to allow me to get, I'm going to see if I can. I probably can get 135, and I could probably get the 880-inch out of it, but that'll be interesting to find out what we can get out of that. So we got a gallon around up here, laying around here somewhere. But anyway, as I said, we're going to do some more panel demonstrations with this. Got to go over and do a couple fixed frame screens, because people are asking about fixed frame screens. Even though we don't buy them anymore, we build them all, but still I have to do one of them, assemble it, put it together, tape it up, paint it, do the demonstration for you guys on that one. And we have to pick up another motorized projection screen, which I'm only planning to pay $68 for mine, because I go get them over at eBay for cheap. So we'll take a screen of $68, we'll coat it with our technology, and we'll use it to take out a $3,000 certified, $3,000 to $5,000 certified screen. Just to show you what you could do with this stuff.
When I found out that Google was doing course certificates, and they had one in data analytics.
Oh, the commercials.
Bob's discount now goes further than ever with my new 60-month financing option. Just in time, too, because this Memorial...
This one cost me an extra $22 a month to pay for the YouTube commercial free for the visual room. Because you can't have commercials popping off in the middle of freaking displays. It may cost me a little more than that. Because I got to have 4 fire sticks in there. Well, not really, not really. If we get this, the M1, they have built-in apps, and don't have to worry about that. Still got to get that whole application from there. Now, see how the grass is washed out? No, you're not picking up anything. All that's gone. You're not picking it up. You're Your white levels are going to come up. That's basically about it. A little bit better, but other than that, you're not picking up anything else. So basically, you're doing the same thing a white screen does. Now, is it going to make the screen so dark you can't see it? Nope. Not going to happen. Anybody who believes it makes a gray screen paint product and you feel this demonstration is not real in any way whatsoever, well, we can place an order today for your product to be down here, and if you cancel, we'll automatically know. We'll post the video demonstration, screen paint bought for challenge against 39. And you'll watch them cancel out one by one because they already know from the door. They can't match this. They can't even match the 38s or the Titans or anything else we made. Like I said, we would have had the order in already. Ben would have had the order in already. All right, let's see where we're going to go here. Ooh, let's take out the OLED horse. Register. So if this screen looks like this in this environment with all this lighting upstairs, again, it's going to look 10 times more because it's better because it's already looking insane already. Just imagine how insane they look when they go upstairs because now they're not dealing with this insane light we have down here. They're in the normal lighting setting upstairs, where our normal setting upstairs would wash out the other gray screen paints and certified screens with no problem. But down here, this is a complete nightmare for them. Let's go over to, pop over to Skyworth food demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
This is something else I don't see for a minute. Skyworth food demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
Oh, I saw a video game and I freaking hate the most. An app game, you had to keep this little ball back and forth and you had to move it on. No, those games drive me freaking nuts. Where's the one I like? I don't want that, I want the other one. Oh, but they do got some nice ones in here. Oh, the soccer demonstration. Ah, keep forgetting that. I'm supposed to do that for a customer. Oh, lights are censored. Forgot about that. I got to get that done. We're going to look at this right now. All right, let's see. First, we'll go back to that, but I need to get to the Skyworth food demonstration. That's what I want.
Getting that from YouTube.
Don't fight me. So I know you're in here. Do not fight me. All right, I think it's on this long reel right here. So we got to go through this. For some reason, it's not giving me what I want. But we'll take this one right here and we'll play that one. We'll play the whole thing. Who cares? Let's get it done. Sorry about the pause. I know it drives you crazy. It drives me crazy when people do it to me when I'm watching demonstrations, but we have to put all this information so you can understand what we're doing here. All right, so this is for it because we know we get the naysayers. They get upset when we do these demonstrations and they go, oh no, that's not how it really looks. It looks this way. Again, you cannot make that statement. You got to order directly through me. Now, for those who don't know about that, well, we had individuals that were doing fake demonstrations against our products, and we noticed they never purchased anything from our company, not ever. And they claimed they had to get it through other people. So they were doing unboxing videos on the product with open containers that weren't sealed and nothing that came directly from us, which shows the products were tampered with or whatever they were doing, they were falsifying demonstrations. I'm not going to repeat the other one because, like I said, he's forgiven. We move on from there. But these two individuals who decided to do these demonstrations, told them that they had to buy directly from us. They did make confirmation call-ins about basically purchasing the items, but the items were never purchased, never. So it basically clearly shows we're already a month already into this, and it just shows that the demonstrations that you're displaying strictly on trying to deframe black screens of being this, that, and the other are completely falsified because you have yet to place an order for the product directly through us. We are going into almost 2 months, and that's pretty bad. If you did so many reviews, again, people understand, they've done so many reviews on all our products, right? And everything was supposed to come out like so. then what's the problem with ordering directly through us? Wouldn't that be making it a little easier? You buy it directly from me, I ship it right to you, no problem. Now, for those of you saying, why don't you buy from them? You really need to go down that road. Do I need to show receipts, which we're not going to do? We got it all over the website. Yeah, it's a nightmare ordering from them. It's something else. They're scared for the product to come down here. So we were that terrified over a 38. Again, a 39 is an absolute, complete Pandora box of nightmares for your products. It will not only wipe out any certified screen we tag onto this thing because of the way we designed it, but not only that, it will wipe out any screen paint next to it. But if you feel and you want to talk nonsense, at the end of the day, I will purchase from you today and mark the video test against 39 and watch you cancel your orders. So like I said, don't talk what you can't back up. Now we have to put that out there because we got people who do this all day. You have to do it. People talk a lot of trash, they don't back it up. At the end of the day, you shouldn't be worried about my technology. You need to be worried about that gunmetal technology. That's what you should be worried about. I have yet to see any of y'all do demonstrations on screen innovation. If you're going to be testing out some gunmetal technology, that's the one to start with. That's a pretty hard screen to take down. Extremely good. Not a big fan of the company, but I can always give credit where credit is due. If the tech is good, it's good. Just like if they made a product and I bought it down here and it actually got down here without cancellation and it did a good job, I give credit where credit is due. If it's good, it's good. But so far we got nothing but cancellation. So, you know, it just speaks for itself. We already know where they stand. The 39 is going to be an absolute beast. It's 100% completed. Just going through more tests. So we'll be flexing it, showing it off before the launch date. Now we're going to be converting the outside screen 250 inch to the biggest black screen on the planet. I don't know about that. I'm just joking. Might probably have one bigger than that one out there. It's a big screen. This is going to make a 250 inch OLED black screen display outside. It is going to be huge. It should take me about 96 ounces to knock it out. I want that flash. Look at that. How people think they can just develop black technology. You have any idea how many years it takes to understand how this stuff works? It is a long time. I've been doing this since 2012. It's a lot of work, a lot of testing, a lot of testing. But the white levels are so high. Yeah, that's a bad sign. Because if any color or contrast pops on the screen, that gray screen is going to wash out automatically. You're supposed to have a certain tone in your white levels. It's not supposed to be bright white. That's what white screens do. That's why they're considered to be the cheapest screens on the market is a white screen. Oops, sorry about that. Hit the wrong remote control. We're going back to that. We need to. Because here we go. There we go. Perfect example. You have to have a certain tone. Some people make these light gray screen paint products. They want to produce, oh, got amazing white level, so and so and so. No, your screen washes out big time. You can't see color because your white levels are way too high. You have to have a certain tone. Black screens, when they develop them, or gunmetal screens or dark gunmetal screens, know they have to pick up a certain amount of white light in order for you to make out the image. See how you can make out the background with the lettuce behind the back of it, the blade that's pushing through the tomato. Everything is nice and bright. You can see perfectly. See? But if it's too, white levels are too high, the screen washes out. The problem here, the screen has no contrast whatsoever. And if you make the contrast too dark, which I see people trying to make black screen paint products, if you make them too dark, then your screen comes up where it can't accept white light. And you're going to have to do a ton of testing on black paint, black fabric, and everything, and beat all that in a fully lit environment with a projector of 1,000 lumens at 14 feet back. Oh, just because you develop a black screen doesn't mean you can just stick it in an environment and go, look, contrast levels. No. You got to do a lot of white level tests. And you have to do it on low, crappy projectors when you do these demonstrations. I've seen people do it, like I said, fail. But if you do make one, we'll buy it and get it down here. If you cancel that order, then we automatically know for the door your product doesn't do what it's supposed to do because you can't back it. Now, you see right here on the piece of corn, you see the individual kernels that are sticking up right there? See how the detail is completely gone? Guess what contrast is also used for? Detail. It adds depth and detail to your picture quality. You need that even when it comes to bright colors. It's like drawing a comic book with a whiteout marker. That's pretty much what you're doing. You're washing out the deep and depth to the image. So that's why you can see the individual pieces of corns right here, on the corn on the cob, and here, completely washed out. Nature Desire.
Getting that from YouTube.
My personal favorite. Now, when people see this demonstration come up, they start bailing out of the room left and right. Like I said, some people we have in here basically make gray screen paint products. They come in and they're curious to see what's going on. When they see this, the reality kicks in. You can never do this demonstration. Never. I don't care what caliber projector you have. It can be the most expensive model on the face of the planet. You can't do that. Because that screen generates a 100% black level. Which means if I get a projector in here with 100 to 1, or 200 to 1, or even nothing with a contrast level, I would still produce a 100% contrast level. Where with the gray screen, you're going to have to go 20,000 to 1, 50,000 to 1, a million to 1, just to pick up a shade of gray. And you still can't be in this environment. Your screen will wash out. We got to do that tomorrow. We got to do the wake-up call of contrast screen paint products. That's a good title right there. That's definitely a good title.
The Google Career Certificate changed my life. Being able to...
Because there's a lot of people being misled on these products.
But raising your expectations.
Oh, Mr. Information. Black contrast test.
Getting that from YouTube.
There's a black contrast test. This is another one I want to see real quick.
Finding the perfect developer isn't easy, but
Lord, just these commercials. Can we get around this, please?
I am a business hotel.
Anything with a timer on it, I'm good.
eBay Motors, they have all the right parts.
Yep, they're gonna force
at the right
it.
prices. Whether I'm on 2 wheels, 4 wheels, or no wheels. Let's ride.
I wouldn't mind the one commercial, but that back-to-back nonsense is freaking a headache like I don't know what. It is. It's only a matter of time before they squeeze a third one in there, I guarantee you. So we're going to have the 39 available in 48s. It'll paint a screen size of 100 inch all the way up to 170 inch. That's a lot of screen. Majority, most people inside are only going to do 100 inch or 120 inch, but just in case if you want to take it outside and play with it. And that's enough screen paint to be able to knock out. We're going to do that demonstration. We're going to do a screen inside and outside. I'll show you how much you're going to get out of a 48. Demonstrations I'm showing you on contrast levels, I've seen them on gray screen paints already, and the environments were looking nothing like this. They were in these dark, mostly dark environments. In the environments with lights on, very, very little light, but most of them were done in the dark. Yeah, they're not doing it with this kind of lighting. Another red flag. I love that freaking 100% contrast. So these are all contrast tests right here. I want to see, what the heck is this? That's interesting.
Welcome back to my channel.
Yeah, I thought we're doing contrast on there. We know that Sony doesn't do that because we did that already. Let's do the contrast test on the flowers. All right, in this demonstration, as always, the background must stay solid black at all times. Can't be gray. Has to be black at all times. For our technology, not only must we maintain the black background, but the flowers must show up nice and bright. Again, I told you, can't pick up red. See the flowers with the individual petals? See how the color is washed out here. Can't see yellow. The details are a little bit, but it's completely washed out. That's why I said 39, the way we engineered this thing, is an absolute nightmare. You thought the 38 was a threat. This is going to be a nightmare. The white levels on this technology are extremely good. When we first developed the screen, the white levels were literally so high on it, it was starting to hot spot. We had to bring something in to tone it down because the white levels were literally that high on the technology. Now you see here, the rose. It's not picking up any of the colors. It's not picking up any of the contrast at all whatsoever. Let's go over here and let's bring out. I told something with these tests. Let me see. Black contrast test.
Getting that from YouTube.
I'm pretty sure I put that in there. Oh, Samsung's demo. I haven't done this one in a while. This is a super contrast demonstration. I forgot Samsung does really dark contrast demonstrations. I never get used to it, man. The white level heightener we put in this is actually functioning extremely well. But I want to do that test. Let me see. Well, let's not put the test. Test contrast black levels.
Getting that from YouTube.
Now, where are we at in these test contrast black levels? This is nice. Nicely done. That was nicely done. I like that one. That was very nicely done. Here's another one. I like this one right here. I know we're going a little bit over time here, but I love doing these test demonstrations. So the white bar in the middle must remain white on our technology. And also to the background must remain black at all times. See that little dot moving around? You should be able to see that on our black screens. It shows our screens are pulling a nice high white level. All right, we got to come back in and do these tests separately. I want these separately. All right, I hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. I got to come back in. We got to do one more, definitely strictly on these tests alone. I'm Kenneth Burr from Crystal Technology Screens. We thank our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for blessing us with amazing technology. Man, it's incredible. I love it so much. The new technology will be available on the 29th. We're going to have 50 in the shopping cart. This is for pre-orders for today. And we're going to come back in. We're going to do another demonstration strictly on black test contrast only. So you can see exactly, again, gray screens, waste of money, waste of time, obsolete. All right, gotta go. Thank you all, and God bless.